wants to start? Andrew?
We'll get the what happened Saturday out of the way. I'm more interested in knowing what was going through your mind when you were in the locker room. I know you were in there with Eric Hoots, but it was 10 minutes left in the game. It seemed like you were there for like another hour and 15 minutes. How did you process that and work through that?
Yeah, it was pretty stressful. So we didn't have the TV feed. We had the Jumbotron feed. So when the play was still happening, we were watching the replay of the play before. So we didn't really know what was going on. We could hear the crowd. It was stressful all the way around.
In an athletic sense, is that the most stressed you've ever been, just being in there and having no effect on the game and not even knowing exactly what was happening at that moment?
Yeah, definitely up there. Especially the lead we had, and not being able to, like you said, have anything to do with holding that lead and finishing the game out.
Brady, what happened on the play, and how sort of physical and intense was the game to that point?
Yeah, it was physical. It was a physical game. There were a lot of pushing and shoving. There was a lot of just physicality throughout the whole time. But yeah, caught him high and hit him in the face. So it was one of those ones where I don't know if it was intentional, but I definitely got a piece of him.
What was your sense of relief when the guys came back in the locker room at the end?
It was unbelievable. It wasn't unbelievable with the loss of the lead, but it was unbelievable how they played in overtime and stepped up and hit big shots.
Brady, when the whistle blew, when the official was calling a foul, at that moment, did you think at any point you were in, it was in jeopardy of being ejected?
Yeah, I think so. I think anytime something like that happens, especially above the shoulders, it gives you that stress right then and there. It was one of those things.
It looked like all the guys hugged you when they came back in, almost like one by one. Were you getting emotional back there watching it? I mean, was it hard to, did you need a seatbelt?
Yeah, I'd say, I've talked about how I've never made it past that game, and to have that lead, and then, we had the lead, we should have beat them by a whole lot more, and then that happens, and the whole game shifts, and it was just a crazy thing to go through. I wouldn't want to do that again.
So to be clear, you didn't have any of the live TV?
No.
You were just watching replays?
So it was the Jumbotron feed.
Yeah.
So the Jumbotron plays the game, and then when someone scores, it shows the replay, and it shows the replay while the game still goes on. So we would watch someone score replay, and then 5 seconds later we'd hear the crowd yell, and then we'd go back and it would be a stopped ball. Then we'd watch that replay, and it'd be an and 1, and now somebody's shooting a free throw. It was just all over the place.
So you're trying to time up the crowd noise. Sorry to interrupt you. You're trying to time up the crowd noise, like, what the hell was that?
Yeah.
Like good or bad, right? Yeah.
So what's working well for you this tournament? 28 the first game, 26 in 30 minutes in the second game. One of the standouts of the whole tournament so far. And the ball's different too. You comment on the ball as well.
Yeah, I would say the ball has a big factor on it. We've played with different basketballs throughout the year. Definitely. I think a lot of people shot the ball better throughout the tournament. Other teams, our team, and then just getting open. It's different when you see teams that you haven't played, especially this year. Coming North Carolina, I played a lot of teams that I haven't played throughout the years. It's when you go into a Big 12 game over the last few years, it'd be my 8th time playing somebody. It was different. I get that I've probably played Baylor 8 times, but it was different. They hadn't seen a team that plays like us. We have a lot of pieces, a lot of offensive pieces.
What does it mean for you to have this, I don't know if second chance is the right word, you thought maybe your season was ending, you're stuck in the locker room, and now you got this another chance to keep going here?
Yeah, it's special. We got a really good chance on Friday. We're playing really well. A lot of the guys have their confidence up, and we fought through that last game, so I feel like we can fight through anything.
Brady, can you talk about...
AR, can you let him finish before? Were you done? Brady?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay, all right.
I'm sorry. We're done talking about the player case. I ask a question. You're a fifth-year guy, you have coaching staff. Was there any collaboration between you and the coaches when you got here about your experience playing the open floor game, since you've had so much experience with that?
I would say one of the big things that got me here was the people that were coming back, obviously on the team, but Coach Davis wanted to go away from not all the time, but he wanted to try the stretch four part. He was ready to see how that would turn out, and I think I was a good fit for that, and I think I've helped change his mind a little bit on that, and that's really the big piece of how I got here, and I think it's affected how our team plays. It affects getting Armando more open down low, spaces the floor out, so it's all around helped us.
Brady,
What did it mean to you that after the Baylor game, and I'm assuming this wasn't arranged before the game, that you were the one planting North Carolina on the bracket? Was that something the team specifically said, Brady, you do it? I'm making a lot of assumptions.
Yeah. I didn't have any idea that I was going to do it. But yeah, it was cool. A lot of really good energy in the locker room, and just a really good group of guys.
Brady,
Go ahead.
how have you prepared yourself and the other starters for playing the minutes that you guys have in terms of the physical part's one thing, but there's the mental part of being able to play through fatigue and play at a high level?
I'd say the last few weeks and the last few months we've had some games where we play a low number of guys. We play 7 or 8 guys. The other day was one of those times the coach talks about that your number will be called, so you're gonna have to be ready. And for the starting 5, they've done unbelievable. I actually talked to Leaky the other day. I wouldn't say we're in the best shape of our life. I just think we're playing a lot, and it's been a lot of fun.
I mean, you can make stats look any way you want to, but I know Kirsch has the assist numbers from Fort Worth. They're escaping me now. But do you think the way you guys were able to find each other and share the ball and such a high percentage of assists on your buckets, does that indicate maybe the chemistry you guys are playing with?
Yeah, definitely. I've said multiple times that I don't score if they don't pass me the ball. A lot of our offense starts through whether the point guard hits somebody on open cut, and then when they drive late clock, it's a lot of my points come from their unselfishness, and it's really cool to see the assist numbers this last weekend and how well we played. And just compare that to the rest of the year.
How much of that is you getting better moving without the ball? How much is them getting comfortable with how you move without the ball, just kind of being aware of your movement and more used to it?
Yeah, a lot of my buckets have come off of baseline dump offs, 3-pointers along any part of the 3-point line, but a lot of those I'm moving over 2 or 3 steps, backdoor cutting, or something along the lines of they probably have a good shot, but they pass it to me off for a better shot, and it's really awesome that they trust me to shoot that ball, and I think it's helped pay off with everybody. I mean, I'm shooting it well, Caleb's shooting it well, RJ's shooting it well, Leaky making shots, Armando's doing Armando stuff down low, so it's really cool.
Two more. What did it mean or feel like to watch the team crawl for you after you offered to run for the flagrant?
It was pretty funny. I don't know what else to say. Yeah.
Does it kind of speak to the chemistry that y'all have right now?
Yeah, I would say so. I'd say they knew coming in. I only had 1 year, and they really accepted me as Brady and as a basketball player.
One more. Brady, you were talking about the Big 12 earlier. What was the atmosphere like in Fort Worth? It seemed like when you were playing Baylor, a lot of the Kansas fans were actually getting behind y'all and cheering y'all on.
Yeah, it was a really good arena. A lot of fans, I was seeing people that were just there to watch games. They weren't cheering for anybody. They had some other school shirt on, and they were just there to watch games. It was a really good atmosphere. It was a lot of fun. It was a really cool gym, actually.
All right, thank you, Brady. We'll get RJ in here.
Thanks, Brady.
Thanks, Brady.
Appreciate it.